Alright. Hopefully that's not getting picked up too badly. I guess the vacuum decided to get run upstairs right at the exact second we hit 6 o'clock, so that's great. Let me just try and check audio levels real quick before we get going, because that's how we usually always start these things. Yeah, I'm gonna assume that's gonna be good. If not, you guys know the drill. Just yell at me in the comments. I will pay attention, hopefully, and we'll get it fixed. So, yeah, there's no Minecraft today. I'm sure most people that maybe watched the Minecraft picked up on that when nothing got uploaded. And I feel like we've done enough in the past couple weeks now that people are realizing those aren't coming out at like 10 p.m. anymore. But yeah, since there isn't a Minecraft this week, oh, excuse me, I figured I haven't played this game in a few months, and I know Jane came out at the end of last month, so I'm like, we'll play a little bit, see how the character handles. I know they kind of did with her what they did with Spider-Man over on PlayStation, where she just kind of has a number of events going on. Hell yeah, somebody picked it up. And she's putting it back down. Okay. But yeah, we'll just we'll kind of run through her thing here as we go. Oh, this actually started something. I wasn't expecting that.
In my timeline, Asgard has fallen. The gods said the end of days would cast the 10 realms into ice and darkness.
I feel like
Instead,
the fact that this is all painting and comic
blood.
images is
Odinson
as
never
good a
returned
sign
to
as
Earth,
any that we're not
and
going
without
to
his
Asgard
son to
anytime
protect
soon
Asgard
in this game.
from outside influence, the All-Father went mad. Mjolnir chose me to take up the mantle, but it was too late. Odin had locked the All-Mother away and declared those loyal to her as his enemy. And if he had to destroy Asgard to root out rebellion, so be it.
It is pretty cool to kind of see that design. And yeah, considering
used to fighting battles.
Some of the images and things that they show within these games, I wouldn't be completely, or not images, but considering the way that this
Even
game
I
plays,
had to admit,
it would certainly be interesting in a way to see them pull him as a raid boss or something. That evil Odin. They need more boss battles and just comic enemies.
My father always said, if a man can't smile without making you uneasy, that man is rotten to the core.
Well, I guess we don't have too much to focus on there, because I guess Loki took care of that for us.
And compromises have a price. I didn't want to pay, but you can't trick the god of mischief.
We kind of saw that. I mean, they technically gave the first image before.
Well, I guess that's one way to do it. Avengers! Follow me!
Alright. Okay, that's cool, I guess. So I guess we're kind of going the route we did last time, where I assume they've got a bunch of little just missions for us to complete to get gear and shit for her. So let's see. Defeat riot bots, drop zones, threat sectors. Alright. So yeah, we'll play an hour and a half of this, and then I'll probably not want to play any more of this for another couple months. It's unfortunate that they're no longer really doing story DLC, at least not at this moment, it seems. And I don't really know how long that's gonna last. I've heard some people claiming that that's what they're doing going forward, which I hope isn't true, but I suppose there's always that possibility. because they are kind of in like this weird state where it takes them, in this case, it was almost a year to get another character out, and although it is kind of like, what the fuck, because that character didn't come with a story DLC, so it's like, how the fuck did it take this long? We'll put Thor in as the last one. But yeah, it took them a long time to get this DLC out.
We've had word that AIM
And I don't really know what they're doing beyond this point with the story DLC. If she's just kind of a one-off, where she's not going to have story content, sort of like Spider-Man did, or if all of them are just going to be character adds. Because while I want to get more characters into this game,
be on your guard.
the lack of like shit to do with them is certainly catching up very quickly. So, I don't know, hopefully they add more things. I did see something recently that, back at the time, I wouldn't have agreed with so much, but now I kind of do. And that is a point that, and I'll have to try and see if I can find the guy on Twitter that actually posted it. But he made a very good argument that Avengers' biggest mistake was going complete free-to-play. Or I guess it's not really free-to-play, you spent fucking $60 on it, we all did. But like, in the sense of like, they should be doing what Destiny did, where Destiny gives out a bunch of free content through the year, but then outside of that like free content that they're giving through the year, they also have like big sort of like $40 to $50 paid DLC that fans can buy and like get new things from it, get new story content, shit like that. Where I'm like, it could help this game. Because I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if a part of the issue right now is that, I mean, shit takes time and it takes money. And if your only source of income for a bunch of the shit you're doing is just hoping people are buying your fucking character skins, while this game probably gets more attention from that, just for like the MCU stuff, eventually they're gonna run out of MCU skins that people want. So, they really, I mean, they should have. I was sort of expecting that to be the route they were going to go. I kind of thought there was going to be a big, like, end-of-year 1 DLC that would come out. Probably more so a little bit past the year-and-a-half mark because of how slow things were going. But I think, like, if they actually added something that wasn't garbage, people would buy it. And, I mean, considering that, like, I actually really liked War for Wakanda, I would have been willing to pay like $25, $30 for that. I feel like they easily could. I don't think people would give them a huge hard time about that shit. Of course, at this point, the game has enough haters that even if they were to go that route, I am sure that they'd give them shit regardless.
Now this is a battle.
Not the worst game I ever played, but I certainly understand why there's a number of people that don't like it. For the most part, I don't judge you if you don't like the game. I judge you if you're like a certain fuckhead that's out there and just death threats anyone that likes the game or any of the developers. Then you're judged, but that's for a whole bunch of different reasons altogether. I was kind of hoping that they would have had like different missions in here to do, but they don't, so I'm like going through the same fucking shit that I was going through, I think, the last time. When I did like some of the Spider-Man videos, I was doing the same exact fucking levels for it. Especially now that they've like added this whole thing where it's like, oh, the areas are level based. So I'm like, now we're really redoing the same shit over and over again. Like they really got to figure out something to get past that. This is, I only play the game once every like 3 or 4 months now, and I still remember all of this shit by heart. I'm sort of surprised that they never went the route of doing some specific something. But doing like sort of like a mismatch of different like objectives in each mission. So So if they had like 7 or 8 different objectives you did in each area, and they just kind of like repeated randomly over and over, that could help combat it a little bit. Not enough, but at least it would be something. I don't know why I even bother with this. I feel like every time I do a video in this game, I just give suggestions that I know nobody's gonna listen to or do. Nobody from the fucking Avengers game team is out here listening to this video being like, oh, that's a great idea, let's do that. Most of their loyal, like, fan base that's been with them since, like, day one and has still been streaming this game over on Twitch has made great suggestions they still just straight up ignore. It's like, I get it, you can't implement every little thing because, trust me, I tried coding games before. I took a few classes on it back in college because I did that as a minor. That shit's fucking hard. Like, and not an easy thing to code even some of the simplest of shit into a game. But it's like, you know, you can try shit. And you can take people's suggestions and be like, you know, you can't really do that, that doesn't work, but you could work something out that's like that. There's like a weirdness with that though in the gaming industry now, where like certain people are still like, you know, I like when fans suggest things because even if it's unrealistic, we can get ideas out of their suggestions and kind of use them to create something close, or like get an idea of what fans want so we can create a system that reflects it even if we can't do it. But like, there's a lot more people nowadays, and I'm like, part of it is because people on Twitter are just dickheads, and so like, them requesting something always comes out more like a demand, and most times it is a demand, not a request. But I'm like, there's also like a point where it's like, game developers can try to like implement things and do that. It always annoys me when you see like the developers that are like, the first thing I do when I see it's a fan making a comment or coming up with a criticism that's never coded before is that I just ignore them because they don't know what they're talking about. It's like, yes, but they know what they're talking about as a fan of what they want from a game. And so you ignoring that person, there might be somebody else that doesn't, and now they're going to that game instead. And that's like the same thing with everything. It's like the people that stream that are like, well, you don't stream, so I'm not gonna fucking listen to your suggestions. And it's like, meanwhile, you got somebody else that is like, yeah, that seems like a cool idea, I'll give it a shot. Sometimes just trying what your fans want is enough, even if you don't succeed at it. But some people will always be shitty. I mean, there's no getting around it. It's a double-edged sword. Come here, hit me with the gold hammer. Yeah, I like the way they do projectile things. So in terms of like the way that this damages and does stuff, I like the flying around hammer. Because Hawkeye's like ult is one of my favorite ones in this game. But I almost sort of wish, just to like help differentiate her more from Thor, that she could have, I mean, not that it's really, because that's the one that she has very different from Thor's ult, but I'm like, it would have been cool if she would have been able to change up and like dual full hammers for a while.
Thought you stood a chance.
Although I know you can sort of like customize her shit, I mean all their shit, so I'm like, I wonder if that's one of those things that I can customize the alt that sort of does that. I just don't know. I didn't really watch most of the content about her when it was coming out. Like I've said, I've kind of reached a point where I'm like, it's a game where when I'm bored and have nothing else to do, I'll just spend a couple, maybe like a day or two in it, and I'll be like, alright, that was enough. It was cool to get to fly around as Iron Man or something, but until they start doing more story content, I think it's lost me. You know, it does suck because honestly, the story was interesting. Like the Hawkeye stuff, I didn't think was executed as well as it could have been. It felt longer just for like, you know, game's sake, because it can't be fucking 20 minutes. But it felt drawn out, that DLC, but like the Black Panther stuff was really good. And it's certainly one of those things where I'm like, I would like to see more of like the whole future Kree invasion story. But if the rumors that they're done with story content is true and that they're just gonna add sort of like mini raid bosses or whatever, then I guess we can kiss that idea goodbye. But I hope that's not the case. I really hope those rumors that are kind of flying around spelling out the end and death of this game are wrong. I'm actually kind of... I know there was a lot of people that were like, oh, now that they got bought out, this game's done. But I'm like, I'm kind of actually holding out hope that the company that bought Crystal Dynamics is more along the lines of like, listen, what you've been doing so far hasn't been working, so our first order of business is to take this and make it work, because it's a big fucking IP, so let's not waste it. But I also really don't know, part of that too is having to get Marvel on board, and whether or not Marvel is like, yeah, keep the game thing, we don't care, make it work, or if they're like, well, technically we wanted to deal with Square Enix, not you, so we won't take the game off the service, but don't add anything else to it. Which I think a lot of that's on Disney, because fucking Disney canceled a lot of shit when they first obtained the IP, and it pissed me the fuck off. I remember I waited years, because I never really had a good enough PC to do games on it until about like 2 years ago. And so I waited years for the console version of that Marvel Heroes to come out, because I always wanted to play it. And I think I spent like $80 on that thing just to get like different skins and characters right away. And within about like 3 months of that game being out on Xbox, it got canceled, completely destroyed because of the Disney acquisition, and them saying that that game wasn't going to be supported anymore. Like, oh great, that's an $80 I'm not getting back. Which I really don't know what happened with that, because as I was told, that game did give refunds to people that bought things from it, and you just had to claim them before August of like the next year. But despite the fact that I kept like going to the site, my page kept like crapping out, telling me I had to call customer support. And after dealing with Microsoft customer support for the past like 10 years, it just wasn't worth it to me. I'm like, I'll just let them keep the $80. I'm like, my time was worth more than the $80, because Microsoft customer support is ass. It's even worse now that I'm like back in a position where now I like work at IT help desk. That's where I went back to after leaving my last job. And I'll get a lot of calls from people that will like call us and be like, hey, I know that this isn't what you do because you run it for the university that I work at. They're like, can you help us with Microsoft stuff, because we sent a thing to them and all they did was send us to a unrelated help page. And I'm like, yeah, they do that. I'm like, Microsoft help is not like, oh yeah, let's take a look at your issue. It's, here's some keywords you hit that resemble something on this page, so we sent you this link. And, well, get fucked if that's not what you're talking about. We don't care. They're a real pain in the ass. What's up, Paul? I kind of forgot he was with me. I normally always do Iron Man, Thor, and Cap together. I forgot I switched out Cap for Hulk.
Need to destroy the locking mechanisms to open
oh
the
shit.
cells.
Yeah, I executed him and I did. I didn't pay attention. I know most of these I think are just complete missions, but I don't actually remember what for like third bar is, so I'll have to take a look at that when we get out of this mission, just to make sure we're doing that as well. I'm actually not gonna lie, but I am one of those guys that's also hoping that with this new acquisition of Crystal Dynamics going to a different company, that if that worked out, that Spider-Man DLC is only going to be a timed one, and they're going to be like, hey, you know, this deal was really more of a Sony and Square Enix thing, and now that that deal's off, we're bringing it into every console, which if that was to happen, it would still probably be several years down the road, because who knows how long that thing is contracted for. But I'm like, hell, even if like 3 to 4 years from now, I could get Spider-Man on Xbox, I'll fucking do it. I mean, it's the same thing to me. I played fucking Spider-Man on PlayStation so many goddamn times already, over and over. I intend to get it on PC because I can. And It's one of those things where I'd still, like, even if I were to play this thing on PC, if Sony were to at some point just be like, yo, we don't give a shit about exclusives anymore, we're gonna fucking port it over onto Xbox in like 10 years because exclusives aren't that much of a thing, fucking buy the whole thing fucking again, just to play it again. I don't think that, I mean, 10 years maybe, but not anytime soon. There's like some people that are like spelling out the end of exclusives and like talking all about like, oh well, PlayStation's sending stuff to PC. Xbox has always had stuff on PC at this point now for like the past 5 or 6 years, just because of the way Microsoft works. But like, yeah, that's a PC thing. Like, computer's probably gonna get a lot. I don't think Xbox and PlayStation are gonna be sharing exclusives with each other anytime soon. I see that more happening when like they get bit in the ass and both realize people aren't buying consoles anymore, they're just buying PCs, and they're like, oh, well maybe we need to stop competing with each other and compete with PC, which isn't going to do much for them considering that like Microsoft owns most of the PC gaming shit, so it would have to be like Google Stadia taking off. Alright. Well, she's leveled up a bit, so we'll knock some of this stuff away. I mean, at this rate, the 20 is the better one. Forgot too, like, the way that they changed up all of the gear now, it takes so much longer to level everything up sometimes. I miss the ability to do, like, I actually preferred the old method to leveling up your gear. As much as I like now that they've added in this system where it's like, you know, if you really like a piece of gear, after you're like at level 100, you can just keep it the rest of the game. I'm like, that's cool and all, but I'm like, I would have preferred for them to have added that system without just being like, yeah, we took away the ability to level shit up before then. Everything's become a real slog because of that. Oh shit, that's already done, and so is this. What was this one? Sprint attack. Wow. Alright, well, we're flying through that. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't see that one coming. Alright, what was her objective? The other one, the top one? Oh, it's defeat certain enemy types. Okay. Let's see. I guess we can try and drop some other characters in here. We'll keep Thor with us. Keep the two of them together. Yeah, there's a lot of like rumors though that I've seen kind of floating around about the game and different things in it. I think I also recently saw something about Winter Soldier supposed to be coming to the game soon. Although that one throws me off because, I mean, everything kind of threw me off because I was under the assumption that She-Hulk was next. Like, a lot of people have been talking pretty much since this time last year that She-Hulk was going to be coming to the game in early 2022. We're now, like, 2 weeks away from August, and they haven't even, like, talked about her. So, I'm not as convinced that we're getting her anytime soon. But I kind of still thought that she was going to be the one coming next. I didn't think Winter Soldier would be. But she actually might still be, because as I think about it, I think there was that like whole leak where the voice actress got revealed on accident during a stream, and so yeah, there's a very good chance that we'll be getting her.
Get to their provided location and defend them as long as necessary.
I was gonna say soon, but I'm like, that's really not a good chance. Who the fuck knows what's going on? At this point, I'd consider it a win to get another hero before the end of 2022. Because that's where we're at with this.
AIM scientists are fighting AIM forces. They want to defect. Help them.
It is what ultimately kind of made me lose faith in this game, though. Because I'm like, most of these live service games are always shit like the first year and a half. But it's always like, by the 2-year mark, they've done all this shit where it's like, okay, yeah, this game's actually really good now. It's like, the haters aren't necessarily wrong, because it was shit before, but all those being like, this game will never have potential, it won't be like Destiny or blah blah blah, No Man's Sky, whatever, usually gets proved wrong. But this game did not. this game kind of started out. It started out when it got announced, it was a mess. And then they were like, oh, you know, it actually had a cool story. It wasn't terrible. And then it became a mess again when they're like, there's no endgame content. And then it just spiraled like a drunken uncle. And nobody knew what the fuck was happening anymore. I don't even think the developers did. That was... It's always interesting when you lag in a game when you're not playing multiplayer with anyone else. Interesting, I guess. Gotta make sure the clicks from this fucking controller aren't showing up either. Part of the reason I got the new mic is to try and limit that. But this controller is also loud as fuck. And I don't really know how the levels are. I think I've only live streamed with this mic so far. I haven't recorded anything because the first recording I did, I fucked up the settings. And so it only came out one channel. And so now I know how to fix that. But I haven't edited the video yet. It's like 6 hours of footage or something that I think I've got at that point. Oh, there's my fucking thing. What am I thinking about? No, it's like 4 hours of footage. I have fucking Elder Scrolls footage. Like, we did not play that game for 6 hours. Like, I don't think we were all together until almost 10 o'clock. I'm like, there's no way that we were on that till 4 a.m. I think I was thinking that because I was planning on editing some of it yesterday, but also had other things to do, and like I just don't want to embark on this project right now because I know it'll take me like 6 to 7 hours to edit. Which if I was smart and didn't try and edit everything all in one sitting, that wouldn't be an issue. But I'm not smart and don't do that. I should. Honestly, those Minecraft videos would probably be better if I didn't spend 8 hours straight on them, and that by the time I was at, like, the final render of it, I'm like, I don't want to hear my fucking voice again for the next fucking, like, 3 days.
Good job, Avengers. You saved our people so they can fight another day. The Resistance will surely succeed with you watching their backs.
It's a lot. I feel for editors, for the most part. Having been one myself and still being one. Alright, we gotta level you up again. Alright, so she is level 25, so... Oh, shit, you know what I never did? I didn't grab any of the fucking missions. That was what I wanted to do. Let's go grab those now. That'll save us some time. I gotta remember to do those, like, more often. The fact that I don't is kind of a pain in the ass, because I probably have more materials if I actually did this. Alright, let's grab these. Does it? Oh yeah, I forgot that they like added vaults into this now too. It's not just like, oh, go fight this boss somewhere. Which I'm not really sure, like, unless, because I haven't done the new vaults or anything like that. So if they've got newer, cooler things in them, then cool. If it's the same shit before and they've started locking them behind that, I'm gonna be annoyed. Okay. What is this is the 25 to 50 zone. So I guess we'll drop into another drop zone here. She doesn't play bad. Like, I like her play style, but it is very, like, just Thor clone. It's a faster Thor clone that is just changed up enough by having her throw the hammer in, like, melee, or not melee, but I guess, like, her normal, combo.
We'd like to get hold of any materials they've been using in their research.
They did copy and paste her fucking right and left bumper abilities.
Defend the
which
lab's main
I'm kind of
access point
fine
while
with
I hack
in
into
the
their
sense
system.
that I actually really like
Warning,
both of Thor's
this area
abilities,
will be well
which I
defended.
can't say for all the characters. I normally like one ability or the other, not both. I think Thor and Iron Man are the only two that I've liked both for.
We'll need to take control of their system.
Well, and Captain Marvel,
Get me
or
to the
not Captain
location on
Marvel,
your
but Miss
phone.
Marvel. But Miss Marvel, I think, is one of like the better balanced characters in the game. Mostly just because she's like the main one, so I think they definitely end up spending more time on her than some of the others. I guess they might as well. They better have, because going in, nobody knew who the fuck she was. So if she didn't have a huge balance, I'm not sure how many people would have played her at the beginning. I'm sure she has a whole bunch of new fans now because of the show. The game did a good job with her, though. I don't read a lot of the Marvel comics. I'll pick up a few from time to time, but like I don't read them like I did when I was a kid, where it was like, oh, this comic looks cool, I'm gonna read this and stuff. Now it's like, oh, they got a movie coming out based off this event, and I'll find this comic, read it, so that I have like an understanding of what this event was, just so I can kind of piece together, oh, what did they do and what didn't they do, and you know, also just when people are complaining and being like, well, this was in the comic and they didn't do it, and being like, well, yeah, it would have looked fucking stupid in live action. I actually have the basis now to say that, because let's be honest, the people that are expecting a one-for-one creation of the comic, outside of just the fact that movies don't always necessarily work that way, how there's very rarely a time where a book is adapted one-for-one when a movie or show takes it over, but I'm like, comics are just fucking bizarrely stupid in a lot of cases. Where I'm like, some of the earlier stuff, sure, but like, you can hardly tell any of like the modern day comic book stories right now and expect that to work. Like, they're just so fucking stupid and bizarre. But yeah, I was never a huge fan of her. Just a few like comic events that I read with her in it, she always just sort of annoyed me. She felt more like a fangirl than she did an actual character. And that always seemed to get carried over in a lot of like the other like video games and like shows that she would show up in before this game came out. So I'm like, it was nice for her to get actual characterization. Like super strange Captain Marvel. We all want to see somebody who can like represent or relate, but that was too much relation. There goes the gold hammer. Alright. I don't understand why they all fucking get so much more health in this too. Like, I feel like the ones that, like, exploded used to not have the amount of health that they do now. Like, now it just feels like a pain in the ass. Before it was like 2 swings and they were down.
I'm almost done. Hang in there.
This guy. Alright. I guess we might as well hit him while Thor's doing it, so we don't have to deal with him up here. He's really gonna lose our shit if he gets up here. There we go. Also, sorry, so I'm taking him. I see the little explodey guy in the back. Oh, thank God, we got them both. That'll do it. Well, I think it was 3 drop zones, though. I don't think it was 2, so we'll have to do 1 more. I was hoping we'd be further than just a half hour into this. I'm already like, yeah, I've seen everything. I've seen everything at this point. It's only a half hour in. I've gotten the gist of the type of shit this game does.
Well done. The Resistance now has access to the research pods in this laboratory. With any luck, we can ascertain new information on their inhuman
It doesn't
research
feel
project,
like there's any
and
incentive
hopefully
to
use
do
it to
shit.
protect more of our people.
Because there's very little like story or reason to what they're doing right now. It's just jump into these missions and play this. I'm sure there's something going on in the background because I know they've had like events and there's like the whole thing where it's like, oh, Nick Fury's back now. Like, cool. I'm like, did they ever explain how he came back, or is he just back? Because I'm like, yeah, it's exciting that he's here. I'm like, but I would have liked to have, like, actually done something to rescue him, so that it feels like there's a reason he's back with us, and not just, oh, now he's on the helicarrier. Good job. It's like, I didn't fucking do anything. He did it himself. He showed up here. And he tells us, like, oh, thanks to you guys, I'm back. I'm like, I didn't fucking do shit. I don't know what any of you are talking about. I would have liked to have done something. Alright. These are all drop zones. Oh no, here's a threat sector. Stark Realities. I remember this one. I think this is the one that ends with you having to blow up the arc reactor. So I guess we'll go do that. Pass on the message to Tony about how much he screwed the pooch on this one too.
We found a facility where AIM is preparing to spin up another fake arc reactor. We all know how well that went last time. We have to put a stop to it.
Yeah, I know that they're like talking about other things that we've done, because a lot of times it's like, oh, there's another arc reactor here, and like the story, I think we destroyed 2. But like at this point, I just like to imagine they're like, oh hey, I guess we're going back to do this mission, so you know, I guess if we're here, another arc reactor got built. I know you just destroyed one 3 hours ago, but they're fast workers. I mean, that'd be different. It would be something, like, I feel like it could be cool if every couple months mission stuff like this would pop back up and be like, this came back up again because they rebuilt it. And it's like, oh shit, alright, we'll go back because, you know, it's an endless war until we beat Monica and take down AIM completely. We're gonna have to redo some shit. But it's like, that again is the difference, where I would be more, like, keen to do that type of shit if there was, like, story reason behind it. Like, yeah, shit, that happened. And not just, yeah, we're gonna keep having to rehash the same few levels if we got nothing else. Alright. There we go. I was gonna say, I'm like, I remember that one of the things beat Hero attacks. I'm like, that should be the one that does it. Let's see, do we get this one? Oh, still 0. Now, what if we change it? I want to see if I can get this done passively. The one I got rid of probably would have been easier than that one. I screwed myself on that one. But oh well, I mean, we still did a lot here to make that worth it. We got a lot of her challenge points done in just one day. She might be another easy one though. Like the 2 challenges that they gave me at least right off the bat for this week were pretty fucking easy. So that remains. She might be one that the challenge card gets done for real quickly. Fucking Kamala's was a joke. I think every time it was like, oh, hit 75 people with this attack that recharges super fast, and you can have up to 3 of them at once. And then it was always normally just like, oh, defeat like 75 enemies. You know, some of these fucking characters are like, oh, get fucking defeat 10 enemies before touching the ground 10 different times in a week. It's like, Jesus, Thor, fuck off, dude. Yeah, Thor's missions have been pretty garbage for his challenge card. Those ones drive me nuts a little bit. Iron Man's weren't too bad. Caps were actually pretty easy too. Hulk's also in a weird state, but not in the sense that Hulk's missions are hard. I just find too many characters fucking annoying. They did not make him an entertaining character to play as in this game. It's also like he just. I get that from the RPG standpoint, they didn't want to go a route where it's like, oh, he just destroys everything and anything in his path. I don't have any. Oh yeah, both of them could do it. You need to get your asses on that. Yeah, come on, Hawkeye. Let's go. Right now, I think Black Panther and Spidey are like the only ones that can do both, like in base form. Iron Man can do both too, but you have to pull out his ult to destroy the door. Alright, so it's my least favorite one. Fly around the door and rip shit at it. I don't know why this guy's over shooting. I mean, I guess he did see me. I did fly out a little bit. That was a fucking great throw. This is kind of a waste. I don't know. I wonder if they still do this. Because I very rarely notice any rewards for getting these people out of here. He just does it.
Theo, work your magic.
I'm like, seeing as I already got that achievement, I'm like, I'm not really sure there's a point to do that anymore. Which is very weird. I'm like, I hope they're giving some sort of reward, because why else would I do that now? It's like a waste of my time. The only reason I did it there was because I didn't notice that's what it was until I got the door open. All these get out of here. That's normally the route we go here. Alright, Hawkeye's going a little insane over here. I need to get other fucking executions doing the fucking same one play over and over again right now. Come on, other Thor, where are you? Come help me take this thing down. Shouldn't just be me and Hawkeye.
One of their agents is down.
That's our first blue one. Oh, shit. God damn it. That's always how that fucking shit happens. It always drives me nuts. Because I'm like, whenever I get stuck in those, I always tend to fucking go down at least once. Because somehow they always manage to get the shot off on me right as I'm getting back up and stuck in that animation where I can't move. There we go, now he fell down. Yeah, I'll deal with you in a second, Jesus Christ. Why has this guy got so much health? You don't need that. That's kind of right. Yeah, right. And you found your way back over here. Not really sure why. There we go. The other like teleporter guy just like disappeared straight up. Did not care anymore. Oh, here he is. Wondering what happened to you.
The team are no longer a threat. We'll need to take control of their systems. Get me to the location on your HUD. Bypassing their security will take some time.
Alright, Jarvis.
Keep the
We'll
area
get to that in
clear
a second.
and
Just
stay in
calm
range
down.
of the control point.
Ooh, alright, that seemed different. Now hopefully, we're able to get more or level up or whatever, so that we can attack him again. Oh. I thought there was health over there, but I did not see it. Oh, there it is. I guess I really just missed it. It was right in front of the car. And I think there's a gold chest behind here, though, so maybe something worthwhile will be back here. I don't know. The blue came with an ability, but I want to just level everything up as fast as possible right now. I feel like the higher level it is, the faster we'll start getting better shit. Alright, on we go. Oh, and onto this one. These are, I think without a doubt, my least favorite of all the, like, objective types to have to deal with. Because you always seem to get mosh-pitted by, like, the dumbest enemy types in the game. It's always these explosive guys, and then right at the end when you're like, alright, I finally made it through this shit, just about got a 5-star or 4-star, I don't know, 5-star rating. They're like, alright, we're gonna throw 3 fucking exosuits at you, have fun. Jarvis, you always need more time, dude. I don't know why you act like this is a fucking, like, new thing. But the slowest AI I've ever dealt with. Oh god, there's so many of them. Thor, you, good job. You took one for the team there. You need to go with this, please. Thank you. Where'd Hawkeye go? Taking the center for me. I was worried about that one.
Working as quickly as possible.
Wait, that was you? Where the hell did that guy pull that shoulder charge out of? I got hit so hard and rolled over, I thought the Exo was already here. Oh, it's not Exos, it's these guys, even worse. Maybe he jumped over me, so I somehow missed my chance to get him with that attack, which is great. Wait, who was, I was gonna say, some idiot was in the circle there for a second. Which is, I'm like happy and thankful that someone did it, but also like, what the hell? There we go, I think that guy's dead. Whoa. Thor, let's go. Come on, Thor, get your ass over here. Motherfucker. God damn. We fucking lost the 5 stars. You dipshit had to just sit there and wait like an asshole. Yeah, hold my hammer down. Come here. That shield is made out of some sturdy fucking stuff to withstand the fucking hammer of God.
Nice work.
This is your fault, asshole. I don't know why you had to run circles around me when I had the fucking thing pinned. Could have killed it right then and there, but no. Alright, down we go. It's so much nicer being on the Series X, because otherwise we would be sitting in this elevator for like 5 minutes. Guess I could check out how... oh, that's much better than that one. They're like the same thing, but it's enough for me to change it. I got an emote? Blue remote's better than no emote. So, okay.
If you can gain control of AIM's network temporarily, I can infiltrate their security system. Head for the terminal so I
Oh,
can
it's
get
this
you
guy.
inside the lab.
Thor, no, that was... you motherfucker. Doesn't help me execute the guy when I need his help, and he steals my execution. What a piece of shit. Where's the guy? Whipping fucking shit at me. Somebody's causing issues. Is it fucking you? Yeah, how you like that? No, I stole your execution, bitch.
Looks like that's it.
AIM's network is equipped with a multi-point authentication system. I need access to multiple terminals. The more the better.
Jervis is so fucking needy.
AIM will attempt to
Gains
initiate
computer
a
AI
shutdown
my
protocol
ass.
if they gain access to the terminal. You can't
Be able to plug him into one machine. He should have this done. I don't know why he needs to go into 3. Am I really supposed to believe that he's that powerful?
The shutdown protocol is progressive. I'm inside AIM's security system.
I like that execution a lot.
AIM is trying to remove me from their systems.
I mean, the game does pretty cool executions on some of the characters. There's like a guy over here, but unless he's like in the wall right now coming out, I think he's stuck in the ground. Which could be problematic for us because I'm pretty sure this actually no, I don't think we can go. I think they leave, so we're fine. Oh, nice. Out of the way.
I'm inside AIM's security system.
Alright, here I come.
AIM has initiated their shutdown protocol.
Oh shit, I'm sorry. I stopped paying attention to what I was supposed to be doing.
The shutdown protocol is
Yeah, hang on. I'm taking care of it, Jarvis. Get back in the circle, please. Alright, fuck.
I'm inside AIM's security system.
Hey! Where are you going?
Beginning infiltration. That helps. Thank
Oh shit, that still came over here. That dude really got fucked up. He was laying there for a while. He did not want to play what came next. Like, I learned my fucking lesson. Please don't hit me with the goddamn hammer again.
security network. I've marked our next destination on your HUD.
Thanks, pal. I did misremember this mission. I don't believe this is Tony Stark reactor mission. I believe this ends with Save the People
There,
mission.
up ahead.
That's right. She doesn't have to like, laser out and fly.
You made it.
Oh. Okay, maybe it is the arc reactor, because I feel like the door just opens when you go to get the people. Uh-oh. If everyone's still there, who knows where this is going. It's doing the same thing it did to me when we were playing Sonic that first night. The Elgato may have broke itself again, which isn't fun because that means I've got to spend an hour fucking fixing it. Which, I'm glad it happened here, but it's not a good sign for the fact that we're supposed to be doing Sonic tomorrow, and this is doing this again. But either way, I mean, I don't know, I'm saying kind of fuck it anyway. I think we've seen all this character, and this game has to offer right now. So I will clear out the last area on my own, and I will fix the Elgato so that tomorrow, when we play Sonic, this hopefully doesn't happen. But, yeah, I'll have to really look into ways to fix this, because I'm not buying a new Elgato just yet. I've already spent enough money on things that I don't want to do that right now. I'd much rather buy the Pro one anyway that goes right into the computer, and I don't currently have the setup to support that. But this is starting to get ridiculous because nothing is like happening. It's just that the program stops communicating with it, which is